Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks. I'm Anna Lee.
And I am Patricia.
And first of all, we want to make sure that you guys are having a good week, that you're taking care of yourselves out in these mean streets that are online dating.
Yes. Make sure you're doing your self-care. All the little things, nothing big, just something small that can just get you to that next couple hours, next day.
Baby steps.
Yes.
Baby steps.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, it can be really rough, and make sure you connect with some friends out there. Yeah. Make sure you look at podcasts like this
like
one
the 50s
to
join our Facebook group.
Yes. Yeah. So in today's episode, we are going to go through another Reddit story that directly relates to this kind of thing, because it really does have to do with self-care.
Okay.
So the story is, or the question rather, because Reddit usually it's usually a question that somebody has. How to let go of the urge to check if they texted back. I don't want to be so dependent on someone who doesn't text me back, someone I like. I notice that when they start pulling away, I become more interested. It's basic psychology. But this is a sign that I'm not putting my own needs first. I'm thinking about them all of the time and not loving myself well, not working on my self-improvement and my mental health, my independence and self-worth. How do I stop obsessing over if they texted me back? How do I stop caring? How did you stop caring if you did? Please give me your tips and tricks. Thank you in advance. So yes, this is a huge thing.
Well, yeah. And I think probably in the beginning you get like that, to where you just, especially if you text someone, you want to, you want a response. You want that instant gratification.
Yes, you do.
And that's normal. I think most of us probably went through that phase. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you ever
get over the phase?
I think you do.
Yeah.
I guess it all depends on who's the person you're texting.
Yes.
A lot of it depends on that. If it's someone you really like, you really want to hear from, you're going to be
clinging to the phone like a crazy person and checking every 5 minutes.
And was she talking about someone she's initial, like just people on the site, or was she talking about someone you had connected with, maybe met?
See, I think she was talking about both, honestly. And actually, to me, it sounded more like people that she hadn't met up with
so
yet.
just on the site.
So, yeah, so we're like in the beginning stages of things. It sounds to me like. So,
but yeah.
Well, first of all, yes, you shouldn't care that much right now. Like, until it gets anywhere, you should not care that much, or try to keep your expectations low at that point. No, I mean, because you can't build something up that quick. You have to put a damper on that thing.
I wonder what it is exactly she's saying. What is it that she's caring about? Is it caring about the person, caring about if someone's just the response? Because sometimes the whole process of it becomes addictive.
Yes. Yes.
Getting
the looking, the swiping,
and getting the feedback if it's positive. So I wonder what is it that she's talking about caring? Because caring about the person,
I don't think that's that be?
Yeah, that's another issue. If she's saying caring about the person, caring about whether someone's messaging her, that's another situation too.
I mean, I feel like the thing that all of us have as a pitfall is that, not that you're caring about that person, but the fact that you're just constantly trying to see if someone's texting you back,
out to you,
and who they are, and and oh my God, did he text me back? Or oh, I really like this guy that I texted yesterday. Did he text me back yet? That was the biggest pitfall for me when I was on that thing.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the regular kind of a thing.
So maybe not caring about whether someone is texting you is what she's talking about. She's getting caught up in, you know, oh my gosh, they can't even think straight, can't even do your work right because you're so busy concerned whether somebody
and that's a real thing.
Oh, I know. I
know. I was in it.
I experienced that. And not caring about it, whether someone texts, I guess it's individual because it's as far as how much emphasis you put on it. Like, is that the only thing you have, you know, in your life is everything is centered around that, those sites and the messaging and
I think at one point in my life that was almost at the top priority list on me. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest about it. It was kind of cringy, really, when I'm looking
think about it
and going like, wow, I was in it.
In deep. Yes. In deep. So if we're talking about that in particular, because I know for me at some point I got to where I was like, let me sit this thing down. And we just, you kind of naturally get to, oh my gosh, and you get just tired.
Yes, you do. Yes.
You get just tired of it.
Get like, to that point where you're like,
you just get tired of it. But one of the things you could do, you could engage in some other activity. You know, engage with live people.
Yes.
You know, friends, family, you know, and I think we were talking, set a time, set some boundaries.
Yes, boundaries for how much. Like maybe I can check it once in the morning. I can check it when I get home from work, and once at night.
And that's it. And hold to that. Yeah. And I know at some point that's where I got to. You know, I don't know if I did it consciously or just gradually went to that. But I was like, every now and again, I would check it. It wasn't something that I was doing. But I know there was a moment, there were moments where, or periods of time where I was checking that thing every time. I could not sit it down for checking.
I think we were even on the phone with each other.
Just checking.
Just
looking.
We were just sitting there, sometimes not even talking, just
looking through, seeing what's out there. But yes, and it can be addictive. It can be. And that instant gratification is alluring, you know?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you do. As far as her question, as far as what do you do? You have to start setting boundaries and time frames for when you're going to look at your phone for that reason.
Yes. And like you said, maybe even start doing some real things in real life.
Yes.
Hobby, I don't know, start doing yoga classes. I'm just throwing that out there.
And that's where the self-care comes in.
Something else.
So that you're not burning yourself out on that whole process, because, you know, you're checking, there's no message. Oh gosh, checking, you know, you're working yourself up to a tizzy.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And you have to kind of find that spot where you're happy, independent of those messages, that feedback.
Yes.
You are you're an independently happy person, and the text here and there, that's just extra. But it's not your main focus. It's not the only thing that's happening in your world.
And that's where doing those other things, engaging with other people, watch something on Netflix.
There's nothing wrong with binging a series, right? Like anything else, just to get your mind
off of it. And the idea of setting time frames during the day, like you said, twice, you know, in the morning and the evening to check it, because ain't nobody, you know, in a day, nothing's going to happen, you know?
No.
So that would be, our suggestion would be to do those things, and you have to do that, or you will go down a spiral.
It'll be a burnout. Like, unfortunately, I had to go through the burnout to realize that I had to get out of the burnout. But yes, it's better the sooner you realize you have to set those boundaries and get your mind right, you know.
And that's why I say it's so important to do this with intention. You know, planning is everything. Plan for it. I know I didn't know any better. I know you didn't. We were just flapping around. But doing it with intention, especially setting when you first start out, will make the whole process better. Less stress, less aggravation, less disappointments, you know, overall, you know, better well-being. And
yeah, I think we both had to work ourselves out of that hole, and
just taking a step back from it. You know, saying
there are some people that even take like, okay, I'm going to take a week off, 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, or a day.
Yeah,
you know, if you're at that point where you're so deep in it, that thought of taking a week is going to send you in bigger tizzy.
Take a day, Sunday,
half a day.
Yes,
you know, but step away from it.
Yes,
you're going to have to.
And nothing that's on there is going to be gone like that quick. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Don't be worried about that.
Yes.
You're not going to miss out on the love of your life by stepping out for a day. No.
Because the majority of it is mess anyway. Like,
yeah.
And get gratification.
And actually, you know what? Like, it's not like that person that you're going to find. They're not, hopefully, they won't be the kind of person that's glued to it 24/7, right? Hopefully.
Well, you'd hope that
you would hope. So, you know.
But I'm sure it's the same for the guys, you know, them on it and checking it. And
although I did see a Reddit where this girl was complaining that she got on a couple of sites, started talking to these guys, and then although I don't know why she did this, but it seemed like she was telling the people that she was talking to that she was going to take a break for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And then she comes back and it's like, poof,
they're gone.
Everyone is gone. Nobody wants to.
Well, a couple of weeks. Yeah. I mean.
Well, they've moved on to other things.
Right.
Or they found something.
Oh,
like,
yeah, of
yes,
course.
It's not going to be the same crowd.
Right. It's going to be a whole different new set of folks.
But wait, they might still pop back in as we continue this journey.
Yeah, they will circle back, you know. But yeah, it does move fast, that I will say. Yes. But taking 2 weeks off, you're not, like I said, there's a majority of them are not even, it's just a headache you didn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
So but that is the way to do it though.
Yes.
Because doing that, checking and thinking about it, can't even think at work because you're worried about what is happening on the site, messaging someone, you know, anticipating their response. Especially, you can't put a lot of stock into the response because you might not have one. You know, you might not get a response, so you can't.
This goes back to basic mental health stuff.
Yes.
If it interferes with your basic life functioning, then something's got to give, and you have to establish those boundaries and get on track, back on track again.
And you have to, make some changes. And I'm glad that she brought that up because that's something that a lot of people experience. I think probably most people do. Because it's intoxicating and, you know, addictive, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think some people, even after they find their mate, some people might be so in it that they still want to go and check.
Get that instant gratification.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it, especially if you have nothing else for you to get that. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So that's our advice. Just establish boundaries and
step away if you need to,
and take care of you first.
You first. And I think that was another thing that she said, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Said that she was thinking about them over her, and you definitely don't do that. That's no bueno. No. We self-care. We take care of ourselves first.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thanks you guys for tuning in. We are on Spotify, of course. That's where our podcast is. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
where we've got some
Instagram.
pretty fun comments lately. We're getting some hate. And some love.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but yes, do comment on our stuff. We'd love to hear back from you. And let us know if there's anything else you want us to cover.
Yes. Any interesting topics or anything.
Yep.
We're up for it.
Do subscribe and like wherever you can.
Yep.
And don't forget to live,
laugh,
and connect. We can do it now.
This way?
Nope. We're here now. You're tuning in. Bye.